Now, I want to bring the masquerade. Why do I call this guy a masquerade? His vibrancy, the depth of his intellectual prowess is incredibly amazing. And I'm sure when he comes here, you will feel the fire. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming to the podium TJ Ehirim Wanagamba.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
I want to greet all of you by singing a line. Ndigo marama, ndigo marama, unile udoma chineke nesia, umigo marama, ndigo marama, umigo marama, udoma chineke nesia, umigo marama, ndigo marama, oina tuno, ndigo marama, udoma chineke ndoma, umigo marama. Check, Igbo kwenu. Igbo kwenu. Igbo murono. Igbo sunono. Igbo mureno. Igbo kotano. Igbo kwesuno. I want to start this evening's discourse by greeting the Almighty God. I want to extend my greetings to the Supreme Igbo Council, every lady in South Africa by Ehirim. I want to thank our brother, my brother, from my part of the world, Dr. Ben Okoli. Asali boyo maya bogene, asina be boyo maya bogene. Ali munye. I speak English, I speak Igbo, I speak French, I speak Zulu. So I want to also recognize our elder, Professor Wong Onabia. I want to greet and recognize the Nigerian consulate represented as Shinishi Wansh. Explain to the ones who don't understand it. I want to recognize my elder brother, my teacher, an intellectual extraordinary, Professor Kenneth Ikechukwu. Professor Kenneth, as a matter of fact, is one of the 10 the best 10 researchers of earth, on God's earth. Is an Igbo man and he's sitting here. Professor Kenneth Ikechukwu from Okiwe, is one of the 10 best researchers on God's earth as we sit here today. We can go for the Chief, to bet you justice him. I'm going to I'm a typical boy who lives in Johannesburg. When they said Igirigi, when they said they're masculine, a lot of people thought a very big giant is going to come out. I was brought up in the village. Agram MTN Vodacom. I work in the MTN. I service through Vodacom. If you bring Celtel, I will also operate. What do I mean by this? I grew up in the streets of Johannesburg. I came from the village. I am viable in the corporate. I have led the corporate world. I have led the government, what do you call it? The proletariat, what do you call it? The bureaucracy. I'm a civil servant and I'm a businessman. I'm a typical Igbo boy. I was trained at the University of Nigeria in Nsukka. Before I went to Nsukka, I came from a village called Umudim Umaele Amazano. Umaele Amazano is in a place called Umaka Ancient City. onye na-amada onye ụmụaka, onye na-amada ebe ụmụaka ahụ gị gba na onye ụmụaka bedo obodo. Ọwụ na-asị na. In present day in Jaba local government of Imo State, I went to state primary school Umele, Amazano. I went to school for gifted children. St. Augustine's Grammar School for gifted children at Nkwere. I left as the best. I went straight to the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. I made distinction as a pharmacist. I left University of Nigeria, Nsukka. I worked at Federal Medical Center in Owerri. I left as the best graduating intern. I went to State Specialist Hospital in Ekiti. I left as one of the best in that hospital. I came to Johannesburg. When I arrived in Johannesburg, they told me there is no road for you. They told me to go back. There is no space for people like you. I saw a lot of tall buildings. I saw a lot of fine cars. I said, there's no way I can prepare and there will be nothing for me in this land. And I told the person, the day they will count the Igbo people that arrived Johannesburg and they count 10 persons and they don't count me. Oh, you know, ladies and gentlemen, let me seize this opportunity to address the Igbo people today. In delivering this lecture, my topic is the inter-ethnic relations in Nigeria, lessons from South Africa. The theme of today's discussion is the rise of ethnic nationalism in Nigeria, the security, economic, social, political, and cultural implications or ramifications for the Igbo people and their heritage. What are the implications of this thing to the Igbo people and their heritage? Let me start by telling you that Nigeria is our heritage. Our forebears fought very well to establish Nigeria. Our forebears fought very hard to gain Nigeria's independence. I am going to touch the real problem that the Igbo are facing when they say the Igbo problem in Nigeria. Right now, when they say inter-ethnic relationships, the inter-ethnic relationships in Nigeria are not going well currently. In fact, since I was born. Why do I say this? In my village, I was the first and best graduating primary school boy. I was the best graduating secondary school boy. I went to one of the best universities in Nigeria. I came out as a professional. Yet, at the back of my mind, I was very, very sure that I would not get a job. Befitting job. An equivalent job. And this is the problem of almost every average young Igbo person. While you are in school, you have not failed the exam before, but in your subconscious, you are very sure they won't give you the best job, even if you make the best results. True or false? I'm going to talk to that today. As I stand here before you today, I've served South Africa. I've used my youth to serve South Africa. I've introduced policies, I've educated their children, I've raised their institutions. Every day I weep. People think that I'm getting happy because I'm getting big posts. As a matter of fact, I started as a junior. I became the first black man on earth to be in charge of ICU in Christiani Baragwanath Hospital when Christiani was still the biggest hospital in the whole world. By 2004, I was appointed the chief pharmacist of St. Joseph's Hospital and an executive member of the SQ of that hospital. By 2004, I used to sit with you in Campus Square. I remember you. Without the reggae. Ladies and gentlemen, as an Igbo boy, I became the head of the government medical warehouse. Not only that, when I went to school and did master's degrees, I got master's in business administration. This country appointed me as the procurement authority, the director of procurement in Gauteng Provincial Department of Health. I was working and developing policies and training their children and giving them. This country gave me the key to their life. They gave me the key to their medicines. When you hear that people got contract of 100 million, I gave it. Professor Wong, are you here, sir? When you hear that somebody got contract of 50 million, 100 million to supply medicine, I gave it for 7.5 years in this province. Yet I'm an Igbo boy. When I go to my home country, they don't regard me. They don't give me opportunity. No matter what I do, they think I'm substandard. That cannot suffice. It is antithetical. It is not going to work. I have accepted to deliver this lecture because I carry a burden of conscience. Every day of my life, as I step into all those big auditoriums, big laboratories, I weep inside me. How come my people cannot reap the type of benefit South Africans are reaping? I go into research, personal soul searching, reflections, day in, day out. I realized that the problem of our land is but one thing. It revolves around leadership. It revolves around leadership. It revolves around how our leaders manage the inter-ethnic relationships. Nigeria, in a mimicry of the United States of America, is a country of diverse cultures. As a matter of fact, the Europeans came to our place and called us tribes. In the recent, we were nations brought together. That we are nations. We have seen where nations make countries, and those countries become successful. And South Africa is a typical example. South Africa in recent times went through hardships, serious hardships that challenged human existence. But look at how they are able to manage it up to today, that their people begin and continue to benefit. It is not a rocket science. We can do it for our people, as the Igbo people. It is about leadership. But let us go home. Maga East or West, home is there. Yes. Today we are saying, let us go to the Igbo Heritage Lecture and speak about how does all these things that happen in Nigeria affect the Igbo man. And now, how do we look at South Africa and find how we manage our challenges in terms of inter-ethnic relationship in this era of ethnic nationalism that's increasing in Nigeria. Let me go down to the discussions. What happened in South Africa is almost like what happened in Nigeria. Luckily, Nigeria got independence before South Africa. When the British came, they used the instrument of divide and rule to be able to capture the people, to control them. When the British left, the question is, did Nigerians sit down to see how do they counteract the impact, the effect of centuries of British colonialism, to make sure that people become unified and look for their strengths and make sure they allow their best children to lead the rest of us. What South Africa did was that apartheid, even practically as a state policy, kept them aside. More profoundly, when you go to Soshanguve, when you look at the name Soshanguve, many people don't pay attention to know. It's Sutu, Shangan, Ngunis, vendors, and so on and so forth. The apartheid government that came in 1948 made sure that they regiment and segregate people according to their ancestry, to make sure they plant divisions among these people, so that the people will be busy competing among themselves while they are busy consolidating hold on power. That's exactly what the British did in Nigeria. When the British amalgamated the South and the North, they never consulted our people. Some of the people are not given to them, just like what happened in apartheid here. During apartheid, the apartheid government made sure that the worst of the jobs, the cheap labors, were reserved for the black people, while professional positions are given to the whites. They planted division. When you're a colored, they give you a better job. When you're Indian, they give you a better job. When you're a black man, they put you down. These people were busy fighting while the white man was digging in. Luckily for us, the white man left. But our leaders, who fought for independence, who had visions to lift our place, we are never allowed to administer our place. When the white man left, he left his bag. He came back and continued to do neocolonialism. Right now, fate has brought us to South Africa. I don't want to go into the journeys of how we arrived here. Our people were forced to migrate. For instance, let me take liberty to say that the Igbo man is like this container. And I'm taking liberty to say to you today, because you are Igbos, this lecture is for you. And this container is being forced to go into this small cup, what is the natural thing that will happen? As you empty, what will happen? They will overflow and start doing what? Migrating. They start running away. They start running riot. Because naturally, this cup cannot contain the Igbo man. Nigeria is forcing the Igbo man to exist within a space that is less than their capacity. God designed Nigeria that the Nigerian people and West Africa, as a matter of fact, will benefit from the Igbo man. When they tell you about the strength of the Igbo man, some people say it as a bragging right. No. It's an ecosystem. It's a design of nature. That from these people, this area of black people must rise. What do? We have spoken English and grammar about it for many years since I was a boy. As a matter of fact, I'm a son of an Igbo man. My father, living with Ehirim, grew up in the village like me, went to the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, studied history and archaeology, went to the University of Lagos, studied history and international relations and master's degree. He served in Nigerian customs for 33 years. He went to National Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies, Kurunia Jos. He went to the 6 geopolitical zones. I listened to him all my life. I learned from him that Nigeria is not good. He served Nigeria, but he believes that one day Nigeria will be good. And with that belief, I now realize why God brought me to South Africa. I began to attend meetings with premiers, began to attend meetings with MECs, began to advise the executive council of a province in a foreign land. Whereas I cannot even have access to the office of the governor in Imo State. A street boy will stop me, tell me that he's a chief of staff. A non-entity will stop me, tell me he's the brother to the governor. A person who has nothing to contribute will tell me that he's the chief security officer. But I can access the president of South Africa. I can access the Gauteng premier. I can give him ideas, and that ideas will help his people. I introduced what is called down referral system in this country. We started it in Gauteng. It was my brainchild. Today, there are people who go near to their houses and receive medicines. When I go home and tell my mother that people who are 60 years above don't pay for medication, he said to me, you are lying. She will say to me, you are lying. I brought my mother here, went to Helen Joseph, and she was treated. When I was going, he asked me, Bobo, wala how? Now, the main reason for us to gather here is about not reeling out the problems and the challenges we face. It is, what are we going to do? As Igbo people who live in South Africa, what are we going to do? Now, the issue is, why did we gather here? Every day we come to Heritage Lecture. We take our brother's money, my brother, Dr. Obi, we eat it, we go. Nigerians in South Africa, you have come of age. When you started crying with your colleagues to form this organization, that to make sure you move our people. Okay, that's all. Right now, God has a plan to bring you here. He brought you here so that you come here and copy. And from what you copy, you go home and help our people. Ishop, you're working there. Ishop, you're working there. Ishop, you're working there. I want to become name. Ishop, you're working there. Ishop, you're working there. Mwa. Ishop, you're working there. I'm going to go on. Ishop, wutu. When you say I'm insulting you, I'm cursing you, the highest curse is may you die. Ishop, you're working there. Ishop, wutu. Why we are gathered here to dine and wine and listen is to formulate. He said we will release a communique. Formulate a policy trust that will catapult our people home to go and implement what we saw in South Africa. If we went to America, they will say we are talking white man's thing. But you have come to South Africa, where we help black people, a black nation, and see how they are. In fact, as we are sitting here, I'm so sure that in the next 2 hours, this electricity will still be here. What causes ethnic rivalry and the problems of inter-ethnic relationship? It is scarcity of resources. Our people are poor. Our people are hungry in the midst of plenty. Why? Because the Igbo people, even in South Africa here, allow their worsts to lead their bests. One of the things we must copy from South Africa, yes. One of the things we must copy from these South Africans is to make sure that the best of our children lead the rest of us. Igbo Kwenu is to strive, our professors, our intellectuals, our opinion leaders. You must rise in your individual places to make sure that in your families, in your hamlets, in your community meetings, whether you like the boy or not, whether he is tall like a Jimon or short like TJ, make sure that the best of us always leads the rest of us. That is the best thing this country did. When you see when they rally around their leaders, they see themselves as weak. They see themselves as facing a bigger challenge. They look at themselves, they say, no, we are blacks, we are down. We can't fight this white person or this person. But this our brother knows. All of them will rally around them. That is the first step South Africans did. What the white man does that makes his companies last for 100 years, 200 years, for instance, things like Chamberlain, is because when they get the company, in their retirement, they don't say, SMY is my first son, TJ is my first son. They look for their best children who understand and master that business and hand them over as the leaders of that industry. By so doing, the rest of the children will continue to benefit. That is what the Igbo man in South Africa must take home. Many of my brothers here, including him, Ejimado, they have asked me and have agreed not to continue crying and whining, to go and form a Mandela Mbeki groomed government in Igbo land. The next thing South Africans did was they drafted a constitution that gave them right, that strengthened their systems, not individuals, that brought in devolution of powers, where somebody can decide to say, you know what, they're messing up in the country, but my municipality is okay. By so doing, service delivery is driven down. Somebody in Oshobo will not cry too much because somebody from Gwagwalada is seizing power and doing what they like at the center. Because there are people who still get medicine, get electricity, get water at their own pace. The challenge of the Igbo man is that he has not been allowed to increase, develop, advance at his own pace. The Igbo man is reacting wrongly. The Igbo man is forced to react wrongly. The Igbo man is currently reacting wrongly, and because the Igbo man is reacting wrongly, the rest of Nigeria is suffering. Other nations like Germany took advantage of their civil war. We are not the only people who fought civil war. No, but we cannot continue to cry. What do we now do? South Africans, rise. Send your children home. Support them. Don't listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to how they painted the picture of impossibility. Professor Francis Wong, I know you will be very, very happy on earth to see that a boy who understands what you understood in Pretoria, who understands the systems in South Africa, became a chief executive in a state in Nigeria in your lifetime. Professor Kenneth Osemena, all the energies you expend to train other people's children from other nations, I know you will be very, very happy when the best of us are placed ahead of the rest of us. And people like you are recognized for what you contribute to the world. And you are given an opportunity to replicate what you have inside you for the Igbo boy, for the Igbo girl, in your lifetime. Let us not stop at wishful thinking. Let us take action. They have made us to believe that even as you are the leader of the people in the Metro Mall, that you have no power. It is not true. It is not true. Let all the people in South Africa begin to know that the same way you send money for university education, there are spheres of influence you can talk to. Begin to talk to our people. Let our people understand that they are suffering. They don't know that they are suffering. When you ask an educated boy like me, educated young man in Nigeria, what is politics? He tell you politics is to follow charm and collect money. But when a lot of us, the people from America has ruled. People from London has gone to try. But we from South Africa, we have not ruled Nigeria. Those from Ghana joined Azikiwe and ruled Nigeria. Those from US went with Obasanjo. Those from London went with Shagari. South Africa is the next place that Igbo people migrated en mass. And the Kaheba Ijiribia with Iheni Layanam, Ayachubed. We need to go home. Not that I have money, bags of money. No, not that type. Collective movement to escalate the momentum to change. We call it diaspora mobilization for local what? Impact. Otherwise, in the next 5 years, if you invite me, I may not come. It is not about Iriji to gather to talk. No, let us act. If Azikiwe and Co, Nkrumah and all these people can stay in faraway America and say that Africa must be free, and they came and were able to achieve independence, it is not a rocket science for us to remove our brothers who are misadministering our place. We can challenge them. With what we have seen here, we have the power to uproot them. So all of you must rise. I came to this country and saw that somebody without a father can go to school and become a PhD holder. Professor Kenneth, you have students like that who don't have fathers, but they're PhD holders. Their mother has never paid before. Or why may I be better? That is why I have come for this lecture. South Africa made sure that they did what we call enculturation. When they come here, they don't say state of origin. If you are born in Soweto, they ask you where are you from. You say from Soweto. That is why a man like Paul Mashatile, that is why a man like Sam Shelowa, that is why a man like Tokyo Sekwale, these people could come and say we are premiers of Gauteng province. Whereas in our own Igbo enclave, a man from Abia is chasing home a man from Imo State, from civil service. Somebody from Lagos deported somebody from Anambra in the same country. Why is it that a Fulani man who has spent 70 years in Enugu will not be a premier, a mayor, or even a governor? That is what is happening in South Africa. That's why their own is different. Why will a Limpopo person fight the premier of Gauteng when David Makura originated from there? These are the things we begin to do. But how do we do it? At this level, I'm saying it is still theory. How do you do it? When you begin to send people who understand these things to be in power, to be at the table where these things will be discussed. That's why I'm calling you people. You send people like me who have gone, who have seen. I will go there and with, just like what Esenwa did. When Ohanes and Igbo started, people were laughing. But today, look at us. It's a gradual process that takes consistency, clear vision. You go to Imo State that is prided in academics, knowledge, industry. Then you take the scum of the society and put them in the lead. Then you want to receive a result that looks like where Henry Kissinger is the president of Imo State. No, it won't work. I came here to add value. I came to stimulate you. I came to get you angry so that you begin to think. What goes around comes around. And you cannot say because I'm from Delta, I'm from Enugu, our own is better. What are you? So, what do we do? What do we do? South Africans, while they have refused to allow you to vote, they will never block you from mobilizing. What else did they do here? There is equitable distribution of... You remember when people oppose Zuma, you don't see only Xhosas opposing Zuma. You see Zulus from his own village opposing him. That's why in Nigeria, we want to see where somebody from Daura will tell President Buhari, this one you didn't get it right. We don't want ethnic champions. Nigeria, by virtue, by faith, it's a good bargain. It gives us power. It gives us leverage. Even Azikiwe, who was the founding father of the independent Nigeria, wanted a bigger country than Nigeria. He went to America. He saw a vision. It gives us bigger negotiating power. Our children are suffering, and they will suffer. But for the Igbo man, I want to tell you, there is a great future for you. There is great future for the Igbo man. The Igbo man is all over the world. You can't stop him. It is too late. You can't beat the Igbo man. It's too late. It's impossible. But what we want to do, we want to use the strength of the Igbo man to bless Nigeria and bless West Africa and Africa in general. How do you do it? From your town unions here, place your, you see the way we put Wenike? When you find the best, don't say his mother is from Andoni, his father is from this. Place the best of us to lead the rest of us in every circumstance. I want to, let me show also that I'm an intellectual. And when you go to Ahmad, you can see that this man is a trader. No. Yes, I'm an Igbo boy. Agrom Nasuka. I'm a master's degree here. I'm a master's degree in business administration. Very soon, I see my classmate there. Very soon, on an university. By this time, by December, by this date of December, I'm going to get a PhD. So, now, let me talk like an intellectual. The things we must do as Nigerians, number one, the South Africans made sure that their constitution is all-encompassing. It came from bottom up, not the one that was imposed by a military. It was discussed by the people. And our people are always afraid when you tell them that the people must discuss. They think it will produce a dangerous thing. No, it will always produce the best. Now, in South Africa, they don't segregate the people unjustly. They don't discriminate unjustly. When a child is going to vie for a position in the university, they don't ask him, what is your state of origin? What is your local government of origin? By so doing, the productivity of the country goes down. And let me tell the Igbo people today, one of the menacing challenges is that, and Nigerians as well, in the whole Africa, in the whole world, I think it is only the Igbo people who has been placed against an unfair affirmative action, who did not have earlier undue advantage over their contemporaries. If you come to South Africa, the Thabo Mbeki government made sure they did broad-based economic empowerment because the black people were excluded from economic activities to the top. But in Igbo land, I did not see the war. I did not fight the war. I lived with Yusuf in my yard. I went to school with him. I scored 70 marks. Yusuf scores 20. You take Yusuf to school. You did not allow me to go to the school. You say I'm from Imo State. I managed to find another way. I go to school, I come back. I go to interview. You take Yusuf because he scored 2 marks and I scored 30 marks. You didn't tell me because I'm from Imo State. Yusuf becomes a police officer. I become a street person with my master's degree. I'm riding Okada. Then I become a criminal. Yusuf becomes a commissioner of police. When we were in school, I was teaching Yusuf. When Yusuf becomes a commissioner, I will still defeat him. And if I'm a thief, if I decide to go to the underworld, I was teaching Yusuf in my class. All the exams I beat him. You appoint Yusuf, police commissioner eventually. I become the head of underworld. I will defeat Yusuf. That is why Nigeria is doing what? Going back. When you place your best children behind, your country goes back. So let the Igbo man start it from their home. Let us not come to Hannes and Igbo to contest for president, and John Asudeji and the Jimad, the Supreme Secretary, will stop me. Let them begin to learn that, no, let us put Welike. He can do this thing. By putting Welike, we build unity. By putting your lingua, we advance the Igbo cause. If we do it in our villages, in South Africa, we do it in our villages, we do it in the states. If I become the leader in Imo State, I will make sure whatever happens in South Africa, where I have served other people, happens to my people. I will be troubled. I will be troubled because for many years, I know that when a person like Professor Francis Wong walks into the hospital, he doesn't need to pay. I will not feel bad about it. I will go and procure the medicines and treat him. I will know that those who go, do you know that in this country, people who go in the public sector to deliver children, even if their wife are using CS, they don't pay a cent. I'm a member of the executive committee of the biggest hospital in this country. Ibo kwedu, Ibo kwedu, Ibo mwadu, Ibo zodu, Ibo wurede, Ibo tonu mi igirigi yo.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you kindly. Thank you so much. Please may you get seated. Let's make progress, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make progress. Let's make progress. We are running against time.